Hello everybody, welcome back to a new video on a penny stock which we have looked at a few times in the past, about 5 months ago now I think it was. I just want to give another update on how this company is doing because yes, in the past few weeks and months we have had some really interesting information come out from this company in regards to how they're doing financially and all sorts of stuff like that. If you guys haven't already guessed, it is on your screen right now. The company is called Vtsqtf Technologies. Again, we'll be having a look on their website at a few of their companies and what they essentially do. So all of that is coming up in this video. Obviously guys, if you may enjoy, do subscribe to the channel. We talk about stocks like this all the time. And if you guys do have any stock suggestions, do drop me a comment down below. I will try and get back to every single comment if possible. You can also join us on Twitter. Twitter is obviously at N2SFinance2. You can see it down there, and you guys can actually join us on Patreon now as well. So if you do join us on Patreon, you will get a few things. You can see that you'll be supporting the channel. On top of that, if you do want to drop us any comments on Patreon, I will get back to you guys as soon as possible. And dropping me a comment on Patreon is the fastest way for me to get back to you and the most guaranteed. And on top of that, guys, you will get a distinct color for your name on Discord if you do decide to join us on the Discord. But let's start off by having a look at how the price has been moving for Vtsqtf over today and over the past few weeks. So Vtsqtf down here, you can see the action for today. It's quite crude action, but we have seen a price action which has been moving quite a decent amount. We started off at 9.30 on a price of about 48 cents. From there we hit highs of the day which were up here. These were at about 50 plus cents, so 50 cent and a half, and then we finished off the day on about 50 cent 43. So you can see we haven't done too bad. It is a day in the green. We're up by about 3.45%. Past 5 days looking pretty decent, even though we are down. We can see that we appear to have kind of leveled out down here. This was back at the 46 cent range. So again, we have appeared to level out down there. You can see that we've seen a bit of gains ever since, and today has been positive. Hopefully we can see a bit of a V-shaped form and we can get out of this red cycle that we have been seeing now for the past month. But overall, in the past 6 months, we saw Vtsqtf at a price of about 40 cents, and this is roughly where it was when we last filmed our video. Now from there we have hit highs of about 95 cents, so again, there was a lot of profit to be made in that time period, but from there, unfortunately, the price has really taken a hit most recently. But yes, it actually did continue to grow for a while before that happened. We then hit 75 cents again, so again, it wasn't too bad of a stock at the time if you'd had bought it back there, but that is what we saw then. But unfortunately, this one has taken a bit of a plummet most recently, as a lot of the market has, don't get me wrong, but it's still not nice to see with Vtsqtf, and that is why we are seeing a red past month, and again that is why we are seeing a past 5 days red as well. But with this actually becoming quite flat, you could be asking yourself, is it actually going to come back up soon? Hopefully it is, but we just do not know. So let's actually have a look at what the business does do now. But before we do, we'll have a look at the actual technical charts, because that is something which I like to do, as you guys will know. As you may have heard, I have just dropped my pen. Let me just get that and I will highlight some things which you guys may want to see on your screen. And we're going to start off by looking at the RSI figure, which you can see clearly down at the bottom. So the RSI figure is sat solidly at 59. It is pretty neutral. Again, 50 would be absolutely neutral. So 59, yes, it is ever so slightly more towards the overbought side, but it's not really too concerning in my opinion, so that's not too bad from what I can tell. We're seeing a volume today of about 242,000, I believe it is, which isn't too bad either for Vtsqtf. To get some context, we can see volume down here of 123. The volume for yesterday was at 217, and the day before that we had volume of 92k. So you can see how the volume for this stock does move. Today is some pretty decent volume, and that is probably why we are seeing some positive action for the price today as well. And when we zoom into today, we can see that coming towards the end of the day, we had a 50-day MA, which was sat at 48 cents. We had an RSI figure at 58, so again, pretty neutral, whatever so slightly to the upside. MACD figure down here at 0.009, if that does concern you, so that is what we are seeing for this one. And again, it is actually starting to go green on the MACD, which is good to see in my opinion, and again, it could be pointing towards a bullish trend coming for this stock. So let's first off start out by looking at what the company does do. We're going to look at this article in a moment, but we're going to go over to Victory Square and their homepage down here. Basically, they're intending to build the next tech giants. Long story short, what Victory Square does, they have a range of different startups in a few different sectors, and they intend to grow these startups. We can see what they have down here and the benefit of being an investor for this company. You can see that you can have potential big growth opportunities all under one company. There are shareholder benefits, whether it be financial or other things, and there are obviously investor access, which you can see down here according to them. And you can see a lot of stuff about the company on their website down here. You can see some of their companies from their portfolio, some of the most prevalent ones. We have companies down here like Game On, Copilot, and others which you may have heard of in the past as well. But again, some of these you may not have heard of, some of these you may have. Generally speaking, they are all startups which a company is trying to grow into bigger companies, and just to sum things up, that is what the business does do from my understanding. So I think it is a really interesting business model, as I did all those months ago. You know, a company which basically specializes in growing other companies. It could be a very, very lucrative industry for this business, and actually it is turning out to be so. So let's have a look at what was published on the 31st of May 2021. So again, yes, this was a little bit of time ago, but it's still quite relevant in my opinion. Victory Square Technologies reports the 5th consecutive quarter with positive net income and earnings per share. Now bear in mind, this is a record 5th quarter, so it is going to be some good results if we do have a look down here. So during the 3 months ending March 31st, 2021, the adjusted net income of the company was $5,146,648. Adjusted basic earnings per share were 6 cents, and the diluted earnings per share were 5 cents as well. So again, this article does go into sum up what the company does do in a bit more detail, but just to sum things up, basically, the financial earnings that we had for this company was pretty decent. During the 3 months ended March 31st, 2021, the company had a net income of $2.362 million, which really is quite a big number for this company, adjusted for non-cash costs for share-based payments of $2,498,000. The adjusted net income was $4,860,000. So that is a big number. We're seeing good things going on for this company. We can see that down here, the net loss recognized by Game On Entertainment in the period was of $144,000, and the net loss of Fantasy 360 was of $141,000, and the net income of the company was $5,146,000. So we can see how the company does work down here. Again, not all sectors of the company are working to in their best potential, but we are not seeing bad things for the company overall. And again, record earnings is something which we are seeing, which is fantastic for the company in my opinion. We can see some of the business highlights for the 3 months ending March, and there are some really good things down here. So we have Victory Square Technologies implementing normal course issue bid share buyback program in 2021. We have Immersive Tech announces the creation of the world's first COVID-safe location-based entertainment. We have Fans Unite Entertainment announces closing of upsized and oversubscribed 13.4 million private placement. We have Victory Square Technologies down here announcing completion of acquisition of IV Hydrate, I believe that is, and demand and on-site mobile health, pharmaceutical and wellness service provider across the USA. So you can see, just to sum things up very quickly, the company is working in some really interesting sectors, and they are doing some good things in these sectors, and clearly they have good news to report on for the 3 months which were ending last month. And again, you can see their portfolio of companies down here, and don't get me wrong guys, this is going to be a quick one. I'm covering this company in more detail at some point very soon, hopefully the weekend, but yeah, we'll do a full in-depth video on this one, but this is just going to be a quick look at why I think this company is decent in a nutshell. Anyway, the company's goals for the remainder of 2021 are to issue a special common share dividend, which is quite good, I do believe, and again, this is for this is to interest in the company, in the portfolio company Fantasy 360 Technologies, DBA Immersive Tech, upon listing and subjecting to CSE and other necessary approvals. The public listing of Fantasy 360 Technologies, which is good as well. So we can see, just to sum things up, the company really is doing good things. They want to achieve organic growth for its existing portfolio companies and invest in the team and infrastructure to support further investments and scaling. So I think this is a really clear business model. I think it is a really interesting business model. I think they have some really clear sets of strategy looking forwards. So I think overall, Vtsqtf could be a very interesting play right now. We are seeing some good things when it comes to revenue, as I did mention. And furthermore, we'll look at this company in more detail very soon, hopefully as soon as the weekend. But I'm very happy with what we are seeing for Vtsqtf fundamentally. And again, one thing which I wanted to bring to you guys' attention in the past 5 days is that we absolutely could be seeing a bit of a reversal of the trend when looking at Vtsqtf. Now, don't get me wrong, it is not guaranteed, but one thing that we are seeing is the price actually dip below the moving average for the past 50 days. We are actually seeing the RSI hit $37 for the past year to date. 37 for the past year to date, and 37 for the RSI actually is really low. So let's think about this one logically. 37 for the RSI, again, 20 would be oversold. So 37 really is getting there. We are seeing the MACD at 0.004, and if we actually have a look, this could potentially be about to cross back into the green, which would be a bullish signal for the MACD on the past year to date chart. So that is why I brought this company to you guys' attention. I think it is really good what we are seeing with this company, and I thought we should check in and do an update to see how the company has played out ever since we last looked at it all those months ago. Thank you for watching through till the end, but let me tell you about our Discord. So on your screen you'll be seeing the N2S Finance Discord. Obviously it is split into multiple sections. Basically at the top we have updates from me and all that kind of good stuff. If you scroll down a bit further we have the main sections where we focus on cryptos, SPACs and other hot stocks including penny stocks, even stable growth stocks as well, and we even have a special AMC GME chat. If you scroll down you can see some research and DD from the community. We also have funny memes and you can see actual contributions from members down here. And again, if you do join us, it is completely free, link is down below. But if you do want to become a Patreon, you will actually get a pink sticker which will be displayed on your name. So your name will come up in pink as mine comes up in red down here, and that will show that you are a Patreon. But other than that guys, you can join completely for free down below. You do not have to pay anything if you do not want to. Thank you for watching, see you soon.